Hello, and thank you for joining the Joyce Parker Show. Today, I am so happy to be here speaking with you, um, updating you on just how gracious and wonderful and amazing God is, or how He's been to me so good. I want to start by saying that it's good to come back home when you've been away for a while and you come back home. It feels good. When I travel, I think what 4 nights, 5 days is my limit. By then, I'm starting to miss the bed, the refrigerator, the TV, like just the sofa, basically. So it's always good to be back home. We went on a family trip to Jamaica, and it was absolutely beautiful. I couldn't hardly take my eyes off the ocean. It went on forever, and it was so calming and soothing to my soul. I just, I just feel so grateful to be able to go and see how beautiful God makes things, like how He tells the ocean where to stop and the sand where to start. All of that is just so amazing to me, how His mind works and how He blesses us going in and blesses us coming back in. We didn't have any problems in Jamaica, which makes me laugh because everything was like no problem. The people were no problem. They were amazing. The food was no problem. The hotel, the view from our suite was no problem. The resort was amazing. Um, when we did get back into the States, there was a delay to Chicago. There was a delay getting out of Chicago. We literally had to run to our gate, and they held the plane. They waited for us, and for that, I'm so grateful. I'm, I'm just in awe of God, honestly. I, I kind of just get a little choked up talking about how much from Him and how little there is from us to be so grateful for. Like, we could absolutely do nothing and just sit and just observe Him working, observe His works, the things that He's produced, like these trees behind me and this this land and just everything. How amazing He makes things for us. So I hope I can inspire you to feel grateful, to feel God's amazing um, gifts, like the sound of this bird in the background, being actually able to hear Him and to see all the green that surrounds us, and to be able to come back home and ground myself after being near the ocean for so long. It's truly amazing. I want to say that I intend, and I'm saying my intention so that I am not distracted from the things that are going on around me, the things that are happening in my life and the people I love lives, that I am being intentional when I say that I am going to post, and that I set the intentions that my post help someone, that they bring light and joy and happiness to someone. I know I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to speak, and I'm happy to share my life. Um, I normally am kind of a standoffish person, which is kind of half truth, because once I get to know you, you'll see that I'm really not. But I kind of mm, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like I sit in people's energy for a while, which may make me seem a little stuck up or standoffish. It's the best way I know to explain it. That I I want to feel you out, if you will, when I meet you. And while meeting the people on vacation, I just have to say, I met some of the most beautiful people that I've ever met. Like, these people were, you know, a reflection of me to me. Like, I try to be friendly. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to win. I want a good time to be had by all. Not just me, not just the clique, not just the select, everybody. And I felt like on this trip I met people who mirrored that back to me, and I was so grateful, and I couldn't stop talking, and I couldn't stop sharing, and every time I see them I felt like I've known them all. I was just drawn to them, felt like I've known them all my life, and I just had to go over and say, hey Jennifer, hey Earthy, and just speak to the people that I met. So I hope that I am mirroring that good vibe, good energy, good feeling to you, that you are feeling warm and welcomed in this present moment here doing my recording. I also want to say that although there's so much going on that's kind of, it can be, that is negative. Let me just say it. It is. That's happening to all of us. And for me, when negative things happen to me, the first thing I do is I, I just call it a test. I know there's some lesson. There's something to be had, something to be gained, something to be received, something to be learned. So I try to set my intentions. Like, I focus on what I want the outcome to be. Okay, this is what's happening. Like next week, let's say for instance, we've got to get the car repaired. And I don't know how much it's going to cost, but my intentions is that it's going to be less than $500. And every time I start the car, or every time I'm looking at the car now, I'm sorry. Every time I walk past it, or I think about, the troubles in my life, I have that intention set for it. That intention is that the repair is only going to be, it's going to be less than $500. And I keep that intention, and I breathe that intention. And every time I think about the car, I don't worry if it's going to be enough or if it's going to be too much, because when I do that, I'm inviting that kind of energy. So I don't want, every time I think about getting the car fixed, that energy to be, oh, it's gonna be too much. I'm not gonna have enough. What am I gonna eat? Whatever thoughts that go along when you don't set intentions for things. So in everything, that's a problem. And even when it's not, though, honestly, because I set an intention for vacation. Like, I know that vacations are always fun and things do happen, but not this vacation. This is going to be the perfect vacation. We're going to have a good time. And even if it don't, the intention that I set has me in such a mood that whatever may come up, it's not knocking me further down than if I were to be worried about it, if I were to be focused on the bad things that's going to happen. Like, what if I lose my passport? What if somebody steals all my David Yerman in the room or in the hotel or the resort or whatever? So I focus and set my intentions to something that I feel comfortable with. Like, $500 is not a lot for what's going on with my car. So that is reasonable, you know. I do believe in miracles, and I do want miracles to happen. And I try not to say, oh, be realistic, because for me it tends to pull me away from miracles or the energy or the atmosphere or the presence of receiving miracles, to allow miracles to flow to me. So I say everything is working out for my favor. Everything is working out for my good. And I say that $500 is what I can expect to pay. That's what I can expect. And if it's a little bit more or less, I'm okay with that too. Because I am grateful that I have a car. I'm grateful that I'm able to get it fixed, and that I can manage the 500 to get it done. So yeah. Let me think of another example real quick before I get off. I got new gravel put down in my drive, and my kids were like, "Oh, this is terrible." I said, "Yeah, well, it'll pack down, because it's kind of rough to walk on. It's fresh." And I said, "We have to drive on it. If we drive on it, it'll pack down quicker, sooner." And they said, "Well, no, we're not driving on that, Mom. We don't want a flat tire. Those are like rocks, So what I do when I go out, I just drive back and forth a few times before I park. So imagine we're loading the car for vacation. We're loading all of the luggage pulling it through the gravel, because nobody wanted to pull down to the garage and load up the car. They stayed up the hill. So we unload the same way. And I didn't sweat it. We all just kind of managed through it. Like, they're afraid of having a flat tire, and I really want them to drive on it so it can pack it down quicker. But it'll work itself out. Things aren't that impossible, and they're always temporary. So with that being said, my two examples of how I am intentional when things are good and when they're bad, it saves me from a lot of worry and a lot of stressing out over stuff, and just leaves me feeling good about everything almost all the time. So with that, I'm gonna end the video. Thank you for spending time here with me, and it is my intent to post more and more.